Hello, sir.
Well, students, will start. This would take time, I feel. Okay. Is it audible? Check. Hello.
Yes, yes,
Is it audible? Yeah. Okay. In the previous class, we discussed a couple of things. Today, we'll be discussing about social media. But before I move to social media, any questions with regard to online customer retention strategies? Just let me know. Whatever we discussed in the previous class. If there are any questions, just let me know. Okay, if there are no questions, straight away we'll start social media. As you guys know, social media is something facilitated creation of sharing of information and ideas through the platform which is virtual and the networks, what is happening in the market at present. Okay, so let's understand the elements of social media. One is user generated content. Okay, so social media, the one of the basic element of social media is it's a user generated content. The days of visiting a website are merely regarding content, okay, written by someone else, but all gone. Okay, so user generated content means whatever the user wants, okay, according to that, the content has been created. Okay, when we say this, please understand. Say for example, the Facebook platform is given to you, but posting some photos into it, giving some caption, writing some comments on it is totally left to you. The Facebook never says don't write this, don't write it, but the platform is given to you. So that is user generated content. So who is going to use my, okay? So that is where we call it as user generated content. Okay, as per the content of the customers. Okay, that is what is given. Then conversation through social media, you can pass on the message to your friends, to the audience, to the people, everyone on the earth. Okay, so this is the conversation in the social media can happen 24 bar 7. There is nothing called as early morning you can't post any photos or else put any comment. It is a conversation. You can have a chat with your friend, with your uh, family, friends, whatever it is. A conversation can happen in the social media very easily. Okay, then build and maintain relationship. Okay, social media basically helps to build and maintain relationship. So say for example, you want to see how your school days friend looks today. Okay, and you want to be in touch with him. Easily, you can just type his name, search for him. He is available on the social media. You can send him a friend request, have a conversation with him. Everything you can do. So build and maintain relationship with the friends or business people. Even they can do this. Okay, then communication can happen very easily through social media. Okay, the best example is Twitter, easy way to remember, or else if you're fine with Instagram, you can change the example to Instagram, even that would be fine. Okay, those who are comfortable with Facebook as an example, you can plug in Facebook as an example. Then through social media, the very important part is you can share the information. Okay, you can easily share the information whatever is required. Okay, then it basically helps to pass on the message to the people, share the information. Any news is there about the COVID or whatever it is, immediately it is available on the social media. Okay, that is where we see a drastic change what is happening in the market. So these are some of the important point elements of social media. Just have a glance at it, students. Any questions for me, just let me know. Again, I repeat, one is user generated, then through social media we can have a conversation with the people anytime, as it works 24 bar 7. Then build and maintain relationship, then there can be easy communication, and it's an information sharing platform. Is it fine? Any questions, just let me know, students. If there are any questions, please let me know. Okay, if there are no questions, then we'll come to social networks. Okay, have three unique aspects. It has got three unique aspects. One is personal profile, social data graph, and interpersonal interaction data. Okay, personal profile is you can put your details completely. You can create your own profile in the social media. Okay, like name, then gender, location, where you reside, your interest, your career, what you're working, everything you put your details. Okay, so that is what we call it as a personal profile. Just a general thing, student. Then social data graph. Companies can make the map of the list of connections you have. So many times you might have seen recommended group for you, recommended friends for you. Why that is done? Because you have given your information. Varun has given his information. Varun B&M School of Management Studies or Jain Group of institutions. Okay, now this is something the people who are in Jain Group suggested groups for me, suggested friends for me, suggested students for me, suggested faculty. Okay, those people will be suggested for me. Why this is happening? Because the data has been captured by them. So they might feel that he or she might be a suggested person for him, a close friend for him. Instead of he searching for it, let's do our task. So that is what is done. Then interpersonal interaction data. Marketers can capture information. That is where marketers are completely capturing your information. What you're doing, are you working or not working? According to your requirement, they go on posting the details for you. From today, start observing the students. If you are on the social media like Facebook or Twitter or whatever it is, if you have mentioned it LinkedIn, okay, if you have mentioned as a student, okay, start observing this. Naukri visit, Naukri or Indeed or Jobs.com will start posting some job related advertisements for you if you're looking for a job. And for me, I'll be getting more and more of advertisement of books or as journal papers. The reason is quite simple. You're basically looking for a job. You have mentioned the details over there, and I have mentioned my complete details in the social media. So that is where you see how the interpersonal interaction data has been captured by the companies. So not that important, just for your information. There are three unique aspects. One is personal profile, then social data graph, and interpersonal interaction data. Okay, so those things. Now this is very important question for the exam point of view. Okay, social media strategies. Okay, very important question for the exam point of view. Many times it has appeared in the paper. Okay, this part, social media strategies. Okay, first is we got to okay. Before that, any questions in the previous session? Whatever we discussed, any questions? Just let me know. Sorry about that. Then we'll start this social media strategies. Okay, we'll start, students. The first is we got to listen. Okay, sorry, define. Okay, the first thing is social media strategies is the how they build the strategies. They define the problem. Okay, the same. Put it in very short form. Define. Okay, we need to define the problem of the company, whatever we are going to do. Okay, what is that change we want to get in the market for this? What is that we want to develop in the market? So everything we need to jot down those points. So first thing is to define the problem. One. Second is measure. Okay, when we define the problem, this is what we are going through the problem. Let's take an example of WhatsApp and Facebook. Earlier, what happened? Why Facebook took over WhatsApp? So let's understand this. They defined the problem. Many people slowly started moving from Facebook to WhatsApp. Okay, we know the story. Okay, they defined the problem. Why the hits are coming low on Facebook? Why people are more and more interested in WhatsApp? That's an easy way of communication for the people. They measured how much it is going to affect us. That is what the company measured. They started measuring. They prioritized. Means they gave an importance to it. They really understood if this continues, then people will slowly move out of our page and they'll get into something called as WhatsApp. They started developing, they started making a plan how to take out this. Okay, they actually took over the company. Okay, they took the complete control on WhatsApp. Once they took over the company, they took the complete control on WhatsApp. They started engaging the people. Okay, and this is where they learned what we went wrong and how we could do this. And again, they started listening to the people. Listening now, say for example, people wanted to tell what they're doing in their day-to-day activities. That is where status concept was introduced in the market. Maybe a week or so, you'll be seeing a new look of WhatsApp. That's the news today. What I read about WhatsApp, the background, the look and feel of the WhatsApp is going to change within a week or so. So this is something we need to understand. What is that media strategies they develop? Okay, the first is they got to define the problem. Second is they need to measure. Okay, what is that problem? Okay, then give an importance to that, prioritize. Okay, then develop it. Okay, you got to develop that. Then take a control over it. Okay, once you take the control, keep the customers engaged into your platform. Okay, and learn from them. What is that they are looking for? You got to learn from them, then listen. Okay, so this is what we call it as social media strategies. Any questions in this? Just let me know. So if there are any questions, just let me know, students. No, sir. Okay, fine. Social media performance matrix. Okay, so there are 5 steps, students. One is create strong measurement objectives from the start. These are general points, so I put it in one line, but let me explain it. The first is your objective should be very, very clear. One, okay. Then wave social media into your customer service approach in a trackable way. Okay. Whenever you do, you get into any social media, okay, you got to work on your objectives. So your approach should be always trackable. Okay. Say for example, if you have done anything on the social media, okay. Now the first thing you need to understand, take an example of Twitter, okay, or let's take an example of Facebook or Instagram, okay. What is the purpose they have done? Their objective is so that people get interest. End of the day, it's a business. That is a different story. But they're tracking it on daily basis. They're tracking, are we on the track? Are the people liking what we are doing? Everything is being tracked. Then focus the matrix. When I said matrices has been, it should be focused. Means you got to understand where do we stand today. So those things should be tracked by the social media. Then save money. Okay, training employees by using social media tools. You got to save money for training the people. Everything you got to do. Determine which social media channels are the best suited for the boost from the bottom line. So you got to understand what is the best media, what is the best social media to boost your business. So many, I give an example of Facebook likes. That, sorry, that bullet point has come in the example. I'm really sorry for that. Put a dollar value of the social media matrices such as Facebook likes. So you get more and more likes. Okay, then many people try to visit your page, try to understand why people are liking his page, his or her page, or his institution page, or his the company page. So those things we call it as performance matrix. Basically, in the module 2, we started about the performance matrix. Basically, we in performance matrix, what we check is where do we stand today? How are you performing? The matrices we will be checking. So that is where we call it as performance matrix. Okay. Building a CRM, customer relationship. Social media basically helps in building a relationship. Okay. 5 essential tactics: build your network. One. Second is communication and the contact. Then email marketing. Then reward loyal. Or then loyal customers. Not that important because yeah, this is something you got to just have a glance at it. One is mass marketing and relationship marketing. I'll just throw light on this. Mass marketing is basically for the huge people. What we do, we call it as mass marketing. Whereas relationship marketing, please understand, it's for the longer run students. It goes for the longer run. So we call it as relationship marketing. Those points are put, students just have a glance at it. Okay, discrete transaction, continuing transaction. Discrete, basically it's for the short term what is going to happen, whereas relationship marketing continues for the longer run. Okay, and mass marketing is just one way communication. We put the advertisement, we tell it to the large audience, whereas relationship marketing is basically a personalized marketing where we take or else keep a track of an individual. Now, say for example, why would Facebook wish you on your birthdays? Because it's a relationship what they're building in the market, so that you continue with their media. So that is what we do. Then acquisition focus is in mass marketing. Then retention, we got to retain them for the longer run. Share of the market, then they basically it looks at the valid share. Then product differentiation, customer differentiation. In the mass marketing, it basically concentrates on the product, whereas in relationship marketing, it basically concentrates on the customer. Okay. So those things. Any questions in this? Just let me know. Have a glance at it. Okay. Because you are aware of marketing, so I'm not touching about more on this because quite a simple one. So mass market and relationship marketing, you have studied this in the first sem of your marketing. So no point in talking about that again. Okay, stakeholders. Most companies also use relationship marketing techniques to build mutually supportive bonds with the stakeholders and other consumers, such as employees, supply chain companies. Those are the best example. Now, what we need to understand is there are four most affected by internet technologies. Okay, who are affected? One is employees. The first part is employees. It is very difficult to form a perceived bias when employees are not happy. Okay, so that's the main thing we need to understand. If the employees are not happy, then that's the biggest problem. Okay. Now, when you see this, where I've given a very nice example over here, what is written. Okay, Yahoo. When Yahoo introduced its new portion, the Life Engine, it gave away a Harley Davidson motorcycle to one of the 800 employees who wrote the best reason that Yahoo was in their life. So they started offering this. So this is something even Starbucks in the module 3 we discussed about Starbucks as an example. In the US market, they just asked the ideas for the people. They got n number of ideas from that. So that is where you got to persuade the buyers. Okay, you got to persuade the buyers to get into it. One. Second is business customers in supply chain. Okay, now when a partner relationship management PRM, okay, CRM is customer relationship management, students. PRM is partner relationship management, very important term. Companies build and maintain relationship with the other companies. Okay, the B2B market, what we see, they try to build a relationship. Okay, now Procter and Gamble works with numerous wholesale and retail intermediaries using internet technologies and database. Okay, so they have a very nice bondage. They build a very nice relationship. Now take an example of Amazon and other vendors. They got a very good relationship. Okay, Flipkart and other vendors, they got a very good relationship. Basically, business customers in supply chain. Okay, so they have to build PRM because end of the day, they are going to be dependent on them, or one or the other way they are going to help in the market. Then comes lateral partners. Other businesses, not for profit organization or government, join with the firm of some common goal, but not for transaction with each other. Okay. Now, when we say this, basically, a few companies come forward and they do the advertisement. The other day, I was reading a book on Piyush, who's head of O&M ad agency. Sometimes even they do the advertisement free of cost for the companies, for the government. The reason is quite simple, students, because it's a lateral partnership, what we say. Other businesses, they basically are not concentrating on the profit, it's for the social cause, what they do in the market. Okay, so that's a key point what we need to understand. Then, consumers. These individuals are the end users of the products and services. Marketers must differentiate between the business to customers and final consumers because different tactics are usually employed in B2C and B2B market. So please understand, B2B market basically works on PRM, whereas B2C market basically works on CRM. Again, I repeat, B2B market. Again, a very, very important question for the interview point of view when you're getting into an interview. Okay. B2B basically works on PRM, whereas B2C basically works on CRM. Okay. Whenever I get any product in the market, the marketer should make sure that he is doing it as per the end consumer need and not as per the business need. If you do so, you are doing a big mess or big blunder, students. Please understand. Okay, so that is where end of the day my consumer is going to buy this. So that is what I need to understand. Take a best example of Maruti Suzuki. Okay, the cars what has been manufactured in the market. The car is built. Swift. Take an example of Swift. Car is built very beautifully, but end of the day, engine which is running into the car is of Fiat. So that you need to understand. Okay, people love the car, everything is happening, but why people see? Please understand, Maruti Suzuki is mainly trying to satisfy the needs of the consumer. They got a very nice B2B business with Fiat. They have a very nice PRM with Fiat, but end of the day, they got a very nice B2C business. B2 business to customer, they will have built a very nice CRM with the customers. End of the day, my customer should be happy. My customer should be satisfied. Okay, so that is what the marketer looks at. Okay, any questions in this, students? Please let me know. I'm not touching upon more. The reason is quite simple. These are all general points, students. Okay, you can write it on your own. So yeah, this is something, three pillars of relationship marketing. A very, very, very important question for the exam point of view. Every year it appears in the paper. Okay, for 7 marks. Okay, very important. If you have taken the printout of this, please put a star mark. Else on the piece of paper, please jot it down. A very important question for the exam. Three pillars. This is how you are supposed to draw the diagram. Don't make any 3D art. Just put three boxes and write it. You not worry much on this. One is information, experience, and collaboration. Okay. The first, let's start these three pillars. Okay. The first is customer relationship management. Now, how it is standing, the relationship, okay. The first is the market, the process of targeting or acquiring is we got to build a relationship, very nice relationship with the customer. Okay, this was basically defined by Bob Thomas, student. If you Thompson, if you remember his name in the paper, well and good. If you don't remember, you not worry on that. Okay, just skip it, doesn't matter. Okay, the first is the marketer. What he has to do is he has to build a very nice CRM with the customers. One, the second pillar is CEM, customer experience management. Okay, it was done by Brand. Okay, customer experience management. What he says is you can build a relationship with the customer, fine, but you need to ask the customer how he felt about your product. What was his experience about your product? Many marketers do this mistake is they never ask the customer how was his experience with the product or service. Okay, the smart marketer is one, he has to ask his customer what was his experience about the product, how he felt about his product or as a service. That is where the marketer can gain the market. So that's the best point what Brand told it in 2003. He says the three pillar of marketing is the relationship is we got to build CM. Okay, one. Then the third is CCM. Okay, customer collaboration management. Okay, when we say this collaboration management, okay, please understand it's a combination. It's a strategy to engage customer into relationship building conversation. We got to interact with the customer as a marketer. The first task what we got to do is interact with the customer, try to understand from them. Okay, have a conversation with them, ask them, okay, what is that you're looking for at present. I'm giving this. Okay, now take an example of Amazon Prime, one of the best example what I can quote, or Alexa. Okay, the best beautiful example. What my customer wants, the product to be delivered on time. They had a very nice conversation with people. They built a very nice CC and they try to understand from the people what is that you're looking for. Customer said, I want the product to be delivered in so and so time with no delivery charges. Then you become a prime customer for us. And that is where we can give it. So this is something we call it as CCM. Okay, so CRM, CEM, and CCM. Again, I repeat, students, one of the important question for the exam point of view. Okay, any questions in that? Just let me know. Okay. Shall we move to the next point? CRM 1.0.
Yes, sir.
Okay. CRM 1.0. This 4 years back, you had a separate module itself for the e-marketing. We had a plenty of things of CRM 1.0 and 2.0. But now let's understand what is a CRM 1.0. It is a misused term, students, that many companies use to refer the software and other technology used in the implement of CRM solution. As you can see, CRM is much more than its philosophy, strategy, and process. That's the key point. CRM 1.0 basically speaks about the philosophy, strategy, and the process. It includes all the three pillars and other types of relationship marketing. So in the CRM 1.0, basically talks about the philosophy, strategy, and the process what has to be built. Basically, take an example of customer data and the conversation. Okay, one. Second is CRM 2.0. Okay. Now CRM 2.0, when I say it's just an extension of CRM 1.0. Okay. Now CRM 2.0 retains all the tenets of CRM 1.0. In the exam, if they ask you what is CRM 2.0, it's an extension. It retains all the tenets of CRM 1.0. Okay. However, it adds social media technology and customer collaboration conversation. So two things you got to speak over here is, one is it adds social media technology, one. The second is customer collaboration conversation and the process. Okay, that is where in the diagram I've told students, you can have a glance at it later. Okay, if you see this diagram, CRM 1.0 is all about phone, your email ID, then SMS, website, blah 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 things. When you come to CRM 2.0, this diagram clearly talks, explains you what is it all about. It is an extension of that. Okay, it's all about blogs, then social networks, microblogs, photo sharing, forums, wikis, all those things is CRM 2.0. Okay, what are the benefits is general thing, students. This CRM benefits, have a glance at it. Increased revenue for better prospects, blah blah blah. Okay, so lifetime value, what are the benefits? You can write it on your general things. Okay. Yeah, CRM building blocks. Again, an important question for the exam point of view. Most of the times appeared in the paper for 10 marks. CRM building blocks. Okay. CRM building blocks. Okay. So one is CRM vision. Okay. The first thing, 9 building blocks. If they ask you building blocks, then there are exactly 9 building blocks, students. Okay. We call it as granted group. One is CRM vision. Okay, vision. There should be a vision for the CRM whenever we build a CRM. Those are leadership and value proposition what the CRM has to build first. And the second is there should be a strategy. If you build a strategy, there should be an objective behind it. Who is your target market? It should be very, very clear. Okay, on the basis of that, you got to work. Then there's something called as customer experience management, which a couple of minutes back we discussed about this. We got to engage. We should ask the people, ask for the feedback from the customer. What is their expectation for the next purchase? That is what we call it as customer experience management. And customer collaboration management, again, a couple of minutes back we understood about it. It's basically integration. We got to have a collaboration with the customers. What is that they're looking for? Then organization collaboration. Okay, culture and subculture. McDonald's, take an example of McDonald's. They understood what is this culture and subculture. Even Amazon understood. In India, they believe in cash and delivery. That is where we call it as organization collaboration. What happened? Okay, very nice example you can quote. Then CRM processes, customer lifecycle knowledge management. We call it as CRM processes. Okay. Then CRM information like data analysis and one view across channels. So basically, it's a data analysis information about an individual. The other day we were talking about Varun as one individual, Javid as was one individual, Swapnil as one individual, Srimiti as one individual. We have complete details of these particular people. Okay, CRM information, then technology, applications, okay, and the infrastructure what we build. So that is what we call it as technology. Now, say for example, OYO, within 3 clicks you can book a room. So that is something in technology what they have built and keeping the customer happy. Take an example of Ola cabs. Instead of you searching for autos, even in the map it shows where is the auto, where is the taxi coming, everything. That's a nice technology. Then the mattress, you do whatever it is, but you got to calculate it. That is where we call it as matrices. Okay, so that is where we call it as 9 building blocks. Again, I say one of the important question for the exam students. Very, very, very important question. Yeah. Then 10 rules for CRM success. Okay, there are 10 rules for CRM success. This is a quite common question in the exam. Many times appeared in the 14 marks. Okay, have a glance at it. Okay, whatever we discussed till now, the same things have been repeated. Recognize the customer role, build a business case, gain buy or end users of executives, make every contact count. Okay, drive sales effectiveness, those things, build a team, then seek outside help. So these are the points what we see. Have a glance at it. Any questions for me? Just let me know. 10 rules for CRM success. These are the points taken from Judy Raymond. Okay. So any ambiguity in understanding this, just let me know. Okay. Yeah. From the tomorrow's class, we'll be starting Unit 6. Okay. Shrindi, you said that you wanted to do a presentation on Unit 6. You're done with the slides, or how is it?
Yes, sir, we'll do it by next week.
Next week, okay, okay, okay. Because tomorrow I'm planning to start Unit 6. So how is it? Just let me know. What's the plan?
So they still have to choose the topics. I have 6 people with me right now.
Okay, so this is all about your Unit 6, Shrindi, social media channels. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Who all are in it?
So Vineet,
Mhm.
Parshuram, Amin, Chetan, and Shruti, and then
Okay.
Megha and Kavita I have to ask.